He goes, hey guys, thanks again for existing. Solid info as always. My question is, how do you guys structure your business? I have partnered up with a buddy for the sales side, and I do SEO. We have wrapped things up a bit, and now he wants to grow a team of cold callers. We pay them 20% recurring out of the monthly retainer, which is starting at $1,000 to bring me down to just $400 a client. So I'm assuming that that means your profit would be $400. Now I say profit, but you mean revenue or profit? That's kind of a question that I would ask. But you see, that's not bad though. Like if it's revenue and you've got to perform the services out of that $400, but you know, I'm assuming that that's profit. But again, I don't know that because there's not enough detail in the question. But I'm assuming that that's actual profit. If that's the case, that's really good, actually. That's not bad considering you've got a partner, he's also benefiting, and then you've got cold callers that you're paying a 20% commission to, which is reasonable. You know, anywhere between 20 to 30% is pretty reasonable for, it's about average for salespeople, you know, phone sales, which, by the way, that's one of the hardest parts about running a business, running an agency, guys, is the whole, the prospecting and the sales side of things. Right? At least for me, that's always been one of the most, well, it's not that it's been the most difficult. It's just the thing that I like to do the least. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather do the SEO stuff and that kind of stuff than actually prospect and cold call and then do the sales presentations and all that. I don't particularly like doing it. I'm not bad at it. I just don't like to do it. And so, you know, paying a cold caller to do that kind of stuff, an appointment setter and a salesperson, all of that is a great way to get it done, especially if you're not good at it or you don't like it, like I don't. But you know, so that's really not a bad price. Now, if you're talking about $400 in revenue, and then you've got to perform whatever services, like, because there's costs, guys, there always is, especially as an agency, there's costs. You got to hire VAs to do work. You've got software, you know, and link building tools and server costs and, you know, all that other kind of stuff. And if you have to take out of your $400 profit, or excuse me, revenue, you have to pay for those types of services, then that's going to cut you down anymore. Although again, it's still not a bad, that's still not a bad target for, you know, revenue. And let me just explain why I say that. My average client is produces about $800 in revenue. And the reason why is because I only have about 12 clients at the moment, because I had really shrunk my agency over the last few years, but now I'm building a whole brand new agency all over again. It's kind of funny. You know, so I have clients that were that were grandfathered into when I first got started, and I was only charging, you know, anywhere between $300 to $500 a month for services. And then I've got clients that, you know, I charge $1,500 a month to $2,000 a month, but those are only, you know, 1 or 2 clients out of the, you know, 12 clients I have. So my average comes out to be about $800 per client. Now I know that's rather on the low end, but I work with a lot of like smaller contracting companies that are kind of like, you know, less than 10 employees, if that makes sense. So there's not usually, like, I don't work with a lot of companies with a lot of big budgets and stuff. So that's not a bad price. And out of that $800 on average that's revenue, not profit. I always, and I've done this since I always started my agency, guys, I would always take 40% of whatever I was making and reinvest it like that. I would just like 40% right off of whatever the monthly is, goes right back into producing, you know, the results. In other words, I would spend 40% to get results. And that would be, you know, VAs, link building packages, or buying expired domains when I was building a lot of PBNs, hosting charges, you know, articles, you know, just all the costs that go into providing the services. I would end up taking 40%. So that would leave me with 60% roughly in profit. And so, you know, that's really not all that bad considering. And so you do the math on that, and that comes out to be what, roughly around the same amount of money that you're getting per client. Okay. And so that's really not a bad deal, at least in my opinion. Now I know there's other people out there that they don't do SEO unless they're you know, getting $2,000 or $2,500 a month. Hey, great. More power to you if you can do it. That's just not how I had run my business. And I did quite well anyways. So, you know, I don't think that's bad at all. What do you guys think?
No, I agree.
Okay. Enough said.